So does an assertive Paige Beckers make UConn now the favorites? And does the all-around game of Cooper Flagg help Duke become the favorites in the Final Four? Hello, everybody, and welcome to our channel. I'm Mark.
And I'm Rob.
So, hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so. Hit the notification bell when you do so you get notified of our next video. And don't forget about Kate and Clark's crossover, which is every Monday and Thursday, 6 to 7, and also from 5:30 to 6:30, Monday and Thursday, Eastern Time, respectively. Sports reporters type forum debate about Kate and Clark in women's basketball. So Paige Beckers, Rob, everyone says, was not assertive enough, and that probably cost her Player of the Year this year, I think, because it wasn't like she was very far behind. She was first team All-American. And now she's being more assertive. In 3 games in a row, she scored at least 30 points. And the last 2 games, she's been very assertive. And I think that's been the difference between UConn. And now, Rob, I'm going to change what I said. And I actually said this a couple games ago. If she becomes assertive, I would make her the favorites over South Carolina. They seem to have trouble scoring. So I'm going to say right now that I think UConn should be the favorites. I'm going to come out and say they're probably about a 50% chance of winning. South Carolina maybe like 30% chance of winning, and Texas and UCLA maybe. What do you think, Rob?
I'm gonna stick with South Carolina only because they won the championship last year. They still have a young team, and they have a better bench than Connecticut. Connecticut's bench didn't really show up this game, so South Carolina could play 9 players, and overall might wear down Connecticut in the finals. I have South Carolina still winning it, and then I have Connecticut, and then I have UCLA, and then I have Texas.
So you think that Texas is playing South Carolina, so you got Texas going down against South Carolina. You have UConn beating UCLA, and then UConn losing to South Carolina.
Right.
I have UConn over South Carolina, but we'll see. I don't know. South Carolina kind of handled Texas pretty easily last time, but you never know what happens the next game. So the game before that, they won. So we'll see what happens. So last night's game, Rob, I said that if USC wins, both Paige Becker and Juju Watkins were going to look bad. Well, it didn't happen, and I didn't think it was going to happen. But they got it within 5 at the end of the fourth quarter, Rob. They had an 11-0 run. So I was impressed. I thought they showed a lot of hustle out there for the USC players. And they were able to shine a little bit.
Mark.
Go ahead.
Beginning of the game, Mark, that they handled them pretty well. They were limiting Connecticut to one shot, one miss and one shot rebound. So it was close in the beginning, and then Connecticut turned it on. But the USC didn't give up. I kind of like that. They didn't really give up.
Right. I mean, Kiki started out good, and then she got cold and was 3 for 15, Rob. I can't imagine she's going to be the second pick in the draft. Would you draft her second?
No.
That's what they're saying now, that Olivia Miles is staying in for another year. They moved her up to second.
Right.
I don't know.
I don't know about that.
I will say that Paige played well again. She was 9 for 18, 4 for 8 from threes, and she wasn't afraid to take a shot. She had the free throw line, 9 for 11, and she also had 6 assists, 4 turnovers, which for her is a lot. But that's okay, Rob. She was more assertive, more aggressive, and I think that was necessary. She even had 3 rebounds, and she had 4 steals and 2 blocks, Rob. Her defense was excellent yesterday.
Right. I was just going to say that, Mark. Her defense, which they commented to, was very good.
And one of her blocks was really cool. She actually got off the ground, and unlike most of the women blocks that you see. Kennedy Smith played good defense on her, though, Rob. She's a good freshman. She didn't shoot well, but she played good defense.
Yeah, Strong carried. Actually, she had a great game. I guess they told her that she had to shoot more, and then she did, and she shot well.
4 for 6 from 3, Rob. 8 for 13, 22 points. And even Caitlin Shen, for once, scored. I wasn't impressed with her until this game. She scored 15 points. She was 6 for 9. She was aggressive. And AZ Fudd, Rob, did not shoot well, at least. She was 3 for 14. But Gino wants her to shoot, even though if she started out cold. So she did.
Well, she forced a lot of shots. She forced a lot of shots. Like I said in the beginning, she wasn't making them. And that's why USC was in the game, because they were rebounding it and then moving down the court and scoring.
Right. But Avery Howell hit a couple big threes near the end, tried to keep him in the game. She started. She used to be coming off the bench before Juju, and she's a good player. She can hit the rock, Rob. And I didn't even pay attention to Rhea Marshall before this game. She had 15 rebounds and 23 points, 7 for 12. So they
she had
have
a
a
nice
good
game.
team.
She had a really nice game. She had a real nice game.
They could all shine better without Juju being so ball dominant, I think. So anyways, but they weren't going to win without Juju against the Connecticut team. The chances were very, very slim. So I'm not surprised. So Rob's still going with South Carolina. And the other game, like all the games I watch, Madison Booker never seems to shoot well, even though I think she's a good player. But she got hot in the second half, Rob, and that was one of the keys. And she ended up 8 for 17 with 18 points. But she needs to play great the next 2 games if they want to win a championship, Rob. That's just all there is to it.
Yeah, she came out in the first half. She wasn't that well. She came out real well. What hurt TCU was that Prince got in foul trouble early, and that kind of hurt them. So this game, Mark, at halftime, what was it? Like it was 23 to 20 to 21. I'm like, okay, this is why people don't like women's basketball. It was not a pretty game.
It was 9 to 13 at the end of the first quarter, 23 to 21 at halftime. And Haley Van Lith, she had been playing well, Rob, but she forced things. I think she was trying to do too much because Sedona Prince wasn't contributing. Let's be honest. Because she had she had 8 rebounds, but only 2 assists and 7 turnovers. And she was 3 for 15. She kept to the foul line. She was aggressive, but she didn't have a good game, her last game. But she can't win it on her own, Rob. Sedona Prince, I don't know, Rob. She's 6'7". They say she's going to get drafted. I just don't see her with much of a career in the WNBA. Like 12th or 11th person on a bad team, maybe. What do you see? She doesn't seem to have any moves around the basket. She doesn't have good footwork. She doesn't move well. What do you think, Rob?
She's going to be average at most, depending on what team she's with. She's not going to be, like you said, her footwork, she just kind of stands there, turns and shoots. At least she shoots a little higher than Reese, but still her game is not really smooth.
Yeah, I don't see much of a WNBA career. The only the reason she's going to make a roster is because she's 6'7". Let's be honest about that. So on the men's side, Rob, for only the second time in history, all 4 number 1 seeds made the Final Four. First time since 2008. And I think Duke are the favorites, Rob. And I think it's because they play good defense and they have the best all-around player in Cooper Flagg. What do you think?
I'm going with Houston. I'm going to experience. They have a nice squad, good guard play. They can hit those threes, which seems this is a major factor now in men's basketball. They can play good defense. So I'm picking Houston.
Rob, I'm not sure they're going to hit as many threes as they normally do because Duke plays really good defense. So I'm still taking Duke. And what about in the others? Florida, I know Jay Billis, that was his pick. ESPN commentator, he said he thought Florida was the best team and he thought they were going to win. But what do you think about Florida? You think they're going to win?
No, I don't. Auburn's got a really good coach with Pearl. He coached at Tennessee. I think Auburn also, again, with the 3-pointers and defense, that really is a big factor right now in the game.
Well, Johnny, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing his first name right, but Brome, who's also up there for Player of the Year, he hurt his elbow, Rob. So I'm concerned that he's not going to be healthy. So I'm going to take Florida, and then I'm going to take Duke over Florida. So that's what I think. Cooper Flagg didn't
double figures or a close game, or
I think they're all going to be close games. I don't see it. They're all number 1 seeds, but I can't see any blowouts. I mean, it could happen, but I don't see any reason to say that. I think that Cooper Flagg didn't have a great game last game, but I think he needs to play great for them to win, Rob. And I think he also needs to do that for his legacy if he wants to go down as one of the all-time greats that came out after 1 year. So we'll see. And Duke's had a lot of tradition of great players. He wants to be up there. He needs to get a title. And nowadays, I don't think he does, but other people are saying that.
Oh, yeah.
I think he has to play well. I think anybody could win. Any of those 8 teams could win this weekend, Rob. So we'll see how it happens. And there was very few upsets in the women's side, Rob.
Yes.
And not that many upsets in the men's either. This is probably the fewest upsets.
Well, I knew that was going to happen. Yep.
Right. So anyways, Let us know what you think down below.
Yeah, this year, fewest upsets in a while.
Yeah. So if you like this video, hit the like button and feel free to share it with your family, friends, and acquaintances. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that notification bell when you do so you get notified of our next video. And if you want to donate to this channel, you can with super chats and super thanks down below. There's a link to PayPal. And don't forget about Caitlin Clark's crossover. It's every Monday and Thursday, 6 to 7 and 5:30 to 6:30 on Thursdays, Eastern time, except for major holidays. And we'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.